Yes, hello. My name is Jocelyn, born and raised in Hong Kong and now an actor in New York, serving the youth in campuses.
So, how did you come to know that you were struggling with emotional or mental illness?
Think around my mid-20s, there was a day that I felt tremendous fear to go to work, wanted to stay home, lay on bed, can't pick up any phone calls from work, and that's when I realized I was struggling with anxiety.
During your high school and college years, did you feel any stress, or was this the only time you faced stress and anxiety?
I think the really first time I felt stress was when I was young. I wasn't fully aware, but it was when I have piano examination. Uh, uh, I was stressed to a point that I had fevers and I was in a lot of fear. So that wasn't something that I truly enjoyed doing. So that's the first time I felt stress and anxiety that is manifesting physically. But more significant is when we had a school exam, like a public exam. Uh, there was SARS happening in Hong Kong, and we're in a mask, and um, I can't even focus the things that I studied, and I literally have sweats in the palm of my hands, like a lot of sweats. I guess that's a high stress hormone, they say.
How did you and your family approach your healing journey?
They were very proactive. When I got sick, I can't really help myself. They bring me to doctor so that I could get approved to remove me from one stress source and get the rest I needed. And then they also bring me to get prayer healing, like from prayer ministry for people to pray for me.
Did your parents understand your mental health?
They were very supportive, but they had no clue why this would happen. Like comments from my parents, like, "Oh, she's the most joyful person." How would that happen to her? Like, how would anxiety, how would depression get into her? So, and they also learned that uh, how they communicate their success and expectation could sometimes cause pressure to their children. So, I'm grateful that we all learn, both of us learned in this process and have a much better communication right now.
Did seeing a doctor and seeking spiritual support help you in your healing?
Both were helpful. So the doctor helped remove me from one stress source, which is the psychological part, physical brain part of things. And there's also the spiritual and life purpose part of things that requires a deeper dive in knowing what makes me feeling discontent, what makes me worried, why am I thinking so much ahead of myself, who am I, and what am I created for?
What spiritual practices or disciplines sustained you during this time?
I think it divided to three stages. In the very beginning, when I really can't do nothing, I was just laying on bed and playing audio Bible, and soaking music, worship music. In the stage two, where I can gain some strength for myself to eat, to do simple things, it's when I did copy Bible. Like I did highlighted Bible, say for example, a paragraph of Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms, and Proverb, just regaining the truth about God's nature, repenting on any sin that I had, and receiving His promises. And later on, I seek more professional therapy help when individual triggers or things spring up. Um, uh, to have maintenance, to continue seek prayer, and also help others that is going through this stage.
Through experience all of this, did you face any struggles with self-worth or shame?
Yes, I remember in the very beginning when I removed myself from the work environment, I was just fearing to be known as a Christian at work, but being weak, like bring negative image to Christianity, like, oh, you're not setting a good testimony, stuff like that. I was definitely struggling with that.
In your cultural upbringing, how did society view mental health and how did that affect you?
It's like, okay, get privately healed. Don't tell anyone if you don't need to. If even people ask, try to be wise in sharing because people might use it against you. Um, I wasn't able to really have capacity to view myself in that lens because my priority by that time was just to seek help and get back on track. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, that was for my case. It was like that.
How did you see yourself during the time that you struggled?
I do felt like I was in deficit to give, like there was nothing more I can give. And I sometimes questioned my worth.
What support from your peers or your friends were the most meaningful?
Companionship, definitely. Companionship is the most meaningful thing. They were standing by with me, praying with me, having fun. It's important.
How has faith helped you face mental health challenges? And has faith given you strength and hope? Or has it at times also caused struggle?
Both sides. There's times I caused struggled, and faith definitely gave me strength and hope. I think in the very beginning, there was a pressure to be performed, meaning sometimes mistaken, like misinterpreting faith in God. Actually, I was just having faith in myself, and like to only be strong and not weak. Which is actually something performative. Not allowing myself to be weak would increase stress. So that's the misconception about uh, faith. But when I got healed and be transformed, I have faith in God instead.
So, how has this journey shaped you, and how are you doing now with your mental health?
I think I'm doing averagely well. I grow in higher self-awareness of what I need to thrive mentally and physically. Uh, though it also need intentional maintenance, meaning it's important to wake up being grateful with the smallest thing, having a breath, hearing the voice of God, having a purpose to live.
If you could say one thing to the youth or church leaders, what do you hope they would understand about mental health struggles so that they can be more present and genuinely care for those who are struggling?
I think providing a safe place, which means that grace and compassion for ourselves first, so that we can be the same to others. Leading a life that is genuine, honest, and full of integrity.
For those who may not yet have spoken up and are silently enduring, what encouragement or reminder would you most want to give them?
I would say it does feel like jumping off the cliff sometimes, and just jump. We are down there to catch you, and we can climb up together. And there are people that it's up there putting down a rope and building steps for us to get back up easier. So just let's do it together.